Hey everybody, welcome to the first segment of This and That. My name is DJ Bizzy Bee, coming to you with our first book review. I'm so excited and I thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about a really great book called I'll Never Write My Memoirs by the great Grace Jones. If you don't know who Grace Jones is, she's a singer, songwriter, model, actress who really did a great job putting together this book. I think this will be a great book for anybody who have been longtime fans or just critics and curious readers such as myself who really wants to be taken on a ride with no antennas. Jones gives us a wonderful detailed portrait of her life in Jamaica, the beginning of her modeling career, her strutting through Studio 54, and even her lost loves, missed opportunities, and the truths behind some of her biggest scandals. Though she said she'll never write her memoirs, she has certainly come to a point in her life that she's changed her mind and was more open to sharing her story. Her intent with writing this book was to tell her story the way she experienced it. Her intent wasn't to necessarily set the record straight, although she did clear up some misconceptions and debunk some of the rumors that have been whispered around her for decades. Me being a reader, I believe this was just another thing that she wanted to do before somebody else could, which I don't blame her for. If I want my story to be told, then I want to be the one to tell it. Jones did a really good job sucking in her readers, including myself, with her great descriptions of her past and the build-ups leading towards her superstardom. I found Jones to be very down to earth, witty, sharp-tongued, and at times, but a very wise and cultured woman. Jones made me feel as though we were having a wonderful conversation over coffee, and for a moment I would think how lucky I am to be hearing her story in such an intimate way. One example of my laugh out loud moments came from her telling about her Studio 54 days, and she described the incident that gave inspiration to Chic's Le Freak. One of the saddest moments that she did describe from her early childhood was growing up in an abusive religious household raised by her grandparents, with her other brothers and sisters. In lots of ways, I got a good history lesson on the early emergence of disco in its underground days and learning the rich history regarding her family as well as her experiences with racism, sexism, and the marginalization and discrimination of the LGBTQ community at that time. After reading Jones's story, I felt inspired by her and how she tried everything at least once. She made me feel as though I can reach the places she once did, and that my goals and dreams could be reached without compromising my integrity or self-worth, and that I should never settle for anything for the sake of others' wants and expectations of me. Over the years, she has not let her age define her, which I think is wonderful considering that we put a lot of emphasis on age and how one should act at certain points in our lives, when really we're only as young as we feel. Lastly, she tells us her secrets to expanding and changing herself without the use of artificial means such as plastic surgery, and instead focusing on your career goals and your mind, body, and soul. There wasn't much I didn't like about the book, except there were times where I couldn't keep track of the time periods and the settings where we were supposed to be. Besides that, I loved everything about the book. I think it'll be a great for longtime fans such as myself, critics, music enthusiasts, and just curious readers. Jones really accomplished her goal of telling her story, and she did it well. And with time and patience, it's become something wonderful in only the way she can do it. It was also nominated for an NME award for Best Book in 2015. And for anybody who really kind of doesn't know what NME is, it's basically just kind of like the British Music Awards, okay? In conclusion, if you want a fun, witty, and educational look into the world of Grace Jones, then please by all means buy a copy wherever you buy your books. And I think you'll really get your money's worth out of it, plus some. Hi everyone, DJ Bizzy Bee here. I want to thank you so much for viewing our first video with the book review. If you like what I had to say, then please leave them in the comments. Tell me if you've read the book before, or if you haven't, will you be picking up the book yourself? Just let me know. There will be more content in the future, so I do take constructive criticism. I've also established an email page, this and that qa@gmail.com. You can ask me any questions you may have. Also, I do have an Instagram page for my YouTube channel. It is DJ underscore Bizzy Bee, Bizzy at Instagram. Feel free to drop by. I do songs of the day. I talk about the behind the scenes and some of the things that I do regarding these videos. So if you would like to get a little more out of your girl, DJ Bizzy Bee, then please visit me on Instagram. Let's have a great time together and tune in for next week's video. Thank you.